Now let's transform this awareness into your power. Understanding the validation trap isn't about beating yourself up, okay? It's about liberation. When you recognize these patterns, you gain the ability to transform your approach to self-expression from validation seeking to authentic creation. And the first practice, the practice validation awareness. So the next time you're about to share something, whether on social media, in conversation, or through creative work, pause and ask yourself, am I expressing this from internal validation or authentic communication? Imagine moving through your day with this new perspective. Each expression becomes a conscious choice between performing for validation or communicating from authenticity. The urge to seek approval doesn't disappear. You just gain new sovereignty in how you respond to it. And when you find yourself checking repeatedly for responses after sharing something, gently notice this validation-seeking behavior. And instead of judging yourself, simply ask, what am I hoping these responses will provide that I'm not giving myself? This one question reveals how validation-seeking often masks a deeper need for self-validation. Also, second, transform your expression from validation-orientated to authenticity-centered with these three-step process. So connect with your authentic motivation before expressing. So ask yourself, what am I truly wanting to communicate here? Rather than, how will this be received? This simple shift in focus can completely transform what and how you share. Also notice that when you're tempted to exaggerate or provoke for increased visibility, when you feel this urge, ask yourself, is this amplification authentic to my genuine perspective? Or am I manufacturing controversy for attention? Also, practice creating from internal guidance rather than anticipated reception. So experiment with expressing something solely because it feels authentic, with zero consideration on how it might be received. Try this practice with your next social media post or creative expression. How does it feel to create from authenticity rather than validation seeking? Third, develop what I call validation independence, which is the capacity to acknowledge external feedback without being defined by it. This balanced approach, it doesn't require you to become a hermit or ignore audience completely. It simply means you no longer depend on external validation for your sense of worth or the value of your expression. When validation seeking urges arise, practice saying to yourself, I acknowledge this desire for external approval, but I choose to orient by internal authenticity instead, and notice how this perspective transforms expression from validation dependent to authentically free. For the complete breakdown on this topic and the full transformational insights, click the link in my bio. The full video goes much deeper into how you can apply these principles to create real change in your life.